Jai Gurudev. Let us start with Guru Vandana. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, let's continue with the series on samskaras that we began last week. So, last week we understood about samskaras in general. We understood about the significance of samskaras, the tradition of samskaras, why it started, and what is its purpose. We also learnt about the various samskaras that are there from the beginning of the life to the end. Today, we will discuss about Pumsavana Samskara, both the ritual and the significance. All of us know that whatever we sow, we reap accordingly. If we put a mango seed in soil, we all know that a mango plant will come out of that and that will grow into a mango tree. So whenever this happens, we also should realize that the quality of the seed, the quality of soil, and the nourishment that it receives determines how healthy the plant is going to be. So, whenever there is this topic of having an offspring, whenever the husband and wife plan to have a child, they want to have a divine child to be born. I have not heard of any parent who does not have this desire. Right? However, maybe their physical conditions or their abilities, they always want the child to be much better version of them. They want the child to be of very good nature, he should have a bright future, and they wish for everything that is good for the child. So let us consider aspects so that a healthy and divine child is born. So the first thing is the quality of the seed. So it is determined by the temperament of the parents. So if you want the child to be noble and great, how should you be? Is something that all parents should understand. Next is the quality of soil. In the case of the child, it is the physical and mental health of the mother. The child is going to derive nourishment from the mother. So, the quality of the mother, the quality of her thoughts, the quality of her emotions is very important in determining how the child will grow into. And the nourishment does not come only from the mother. Nourishment also comes from the environment around the mother. So, the family plays a very important role in the growth of the child. So it is all these aspects that form the basis of Pumsavana Samskara. So this is a samskara that is done to the pregnant woman for embedding noble samskaras in the child, and also to give the necessary training to the husband and wife as they embark on the journey together towards parenthood. So this samskara is ideally done in the 3rd month of pregnancy. Why 3rd month? Because by 3rd month, the baby is fully formed along with the karmendriyas like hands, arms, feet, fingers. Even the jnanendriyas are developed in the 3rd month. So the ears and the eyes of the baby are developed, and the baby begins to receive inputs, sensory inputs from the external world. So we must have known about some of the stories from our Puranas and epics about the abilities of the baby in the womb, how it receives sensory inputs from the world outside and how it grasps those things. So one example here is about the story of Abhimanyu, right? Some of us might be familiar that Abhimanyu learned about a war strategy called Chakravyuha or Padmavyuha while still in his mother's womb. So one day, Sri Krishna was talking to Subhadra, his sister and the mother of Abhimanyu, about this particular war strategy. And as he was talking about it, in between, Subhadra falls asleep. But still, he continues to talk about the Padma Vyuha because he hears a response from the baby, okay, and he's listening. And when the child is born during Mahabharata, apart from Arjuna, Abhimanyu is the only other person who knew how to transcend this Padma Vyuha. And how did he know that? He knew it from what he heard while in his mother's womb. So similar are the stories about Madalasa. Madalasa was a queen and also a Vedic scholar. She was married to King Ritudwaja. When Madalasa was pregnant, she educated her child on Vedanta and Vairagya. So the first child was born and he was named Vikranta, and he grew up to take sannyasa at a very young age. And then she continued this mode of education for her next 2 children also. While they were in the womb, she taught them about Vedanta. And just like the first son, the other 2 sons, Subahu and Aridamana, also surrendered their entire life for the welfare of humanity and took sannyasa. Now this became a cause for worry to King Ritudwaja. Why is that? Because he said, if all my sons were to follow the path of spirituality and take up sannyasa, who will take the responsibility of ruling my kingdom after me? Then Madalasa smiles and says, okay, if that is what you want, don't worry. I will raise my next child to be a warrior. And accordingly, she trained her next son with the knowledge of politics, with the knowledge of administration. And so the son, born after 9 months of this learning, became a person who was suitable to become the heir to the throne. Thus, Madalasa showed so very well that molding the personality, molding the life of the child in the womb is in the hands of the mother and the family even before the child is born. Another incident is about Prahalada. We all must have heard about Prahalada in one way or the other, right? So he was the son of King Hiranyakashipu. He was the king of Asuras. And then he was the enemy of Lord Vishnu. I mean, anybody who worshipped Vishnu, he had them punished, he had them killed. And then, how did his own son, Prahalada, turn out to be a supreme devotee of the Lord? That happened because when his wife Kayadu was pregnant, she did not live in the palace of the king. She went to the ashrama of Rishi Narad. She was an ardent devotee of Vishnu, and during the stay in the ashram, she provided that environment to the baby. And when the child was born, we know the rest of the story about the Narasimha avatar of Lord Vishnu and about the devotion of Prahalada. So all this was possible because of the efforts of the mother during the pregnancy. A more recent example is from the life of legendary tennis player Serena Williams. So very few people know that Serena Williams heard the footsteps of tennis while she was still in her mother's womb because her father Richard had already decided that his yet to be born child would be a tennis player. So with this, he used to bring tennis books to his expecting wife, show her the videotapes of tennis matches, take her to watch tennis matches, because he had the firm belief that the child his wife is carrying will be attracted towards tennis by doing all these things. And that proved to be right because Serena showed interest in tennis right from her early childhood. And all of us know today that she is one of the top seeded tennis players. So this is the effect that a parent and the family can have on the future of a child during this 9 months of pregnancy. And it is this training, this understanding that should be given to the parents and the family while conducting the Pumsavana Samskara. So coming to the ritual of Samskara itself. So I will be referring to the person who is performing the Samskara as Acharya. So when this ritual is performed, the Acharya will conduct the steps from Guru Vandana to Raksha Vidhanam according to the regular Gayatri Yagna ritual. You can refer to the YouTube videos on this subject because this prefix of Guru Vandana to Raksha Vidhanam will be common to all samskaras. So we will not be repeating now. We will only cover those specific steps that are relevant to Pumsavana Samskara today. So after Raksha Vidhanam is done, and before we do the Agni Stapana, all the special rituals pertaining to any of the samskaras are performed. Okay. So the first ritual in Pumsavana Samskara is Aushadhi Avagranam. Aushadhi means medicine. So a medicinal concoction is prepared with 3 ingredients. What are those 3? They are the tender prop roots of banyan tree, a piece of giloi creeper, and the tender shoots of peepal tree. I have put pictures of the banyan tree, the giloi creeper, and the peepal tree here. These 3 ingredients are then energized with the sacred chants of mantras and given to the expectant mother to smell. So why this particular choice of ingredients is something that we should all understand. And let us understand the choice of these in both physical and spiritual level. If you look at the physical properties of a banyan tree, it is a well-known fact that the tender roots of banyan tree are very beneficial in the treatment of female sterility. And it is known to keep the entire female reproductive system very healthy. And at spiritual level, whenever you think of banyan tree or Vatavriksha as it is called, it represents expansiveness. So if you see the banyan tree, you can see, it is so expansive, it is so stable. So banyan tree represents expansiveness, stability, and immortality. So this inspires the mother to realize that the child in her womb, though in seed form now, it has the potential to grow into a very great person who will provide shade and support to many people. So this is the inspiration that we derive from banyan tree. Next is giloi, right? Giloi boosts immunity. So it is very important for the physical health of the mother that she has good immunity, she stays healthy, and giloi provides that immunity. It improves digestion and it also reduces stress and anxiety in the mother. So while these are the medicinal properties of giloi, what is the inspiration that we derive from this? So just like giloi removes harmful bacteria in our body, we also have to get rid of bad thoughts in ourselves, our family, and in the society. It inspires us to improve our prana shakti so that we have the zeal to not only improve ourselves but also to fight against impropriety around us. The third one is the bark of the peepal tree. Peepal tree, it has antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties, which are again good for the health of the mother. Peepal tree, it's also known as Ashwatha Vriksha for all those people who are familiar with the Sanskrit name. So it is known to be very sacred in our culture. So many of us would have performed pradakshina around peepal tree because worshipping the tree during festivals or for desire fulfillment is very common in our Indian culture. People is the largest provider of oxygen along with neem and tulsi tree. And also it is known to give maximum amount of ozone. And ozone and absorption of ozone helps female fertility. So that is why, if any of you recall, that our elders used to ask us to do 108 pradakshinas around the people tree for any couple who were desirous of having children and were having some problem in conceiving a child. And this is the scientific reason why that pradakshina would have helped them in conception. You can actually go to the web and read about ozone therapy as a cure for infertility. And pradakshina around people tree was a natural way of absorbing the ozone that is given out by the tree. So if we go and understand many of these things that we have learned from our elders and that are part of our tradition, have a very good scientific reason why they were given to us in the first place. Okay. Coming back to Aushadhi Avagrahana. So it is these three ingredients that the pregnant woman is made to smell. So the chanting of the mantras further energizes the medical decoction, and after the mantra is chanted, the expectant mother smells the concoction. And this mantra is also not some random mantra. It is a mantra from the Purusha Sukta, which depicts the creation of the universe. So, just like there is the Pindanda, so is the Brahmanda, right? As above, so below. So the child inside represents the entire universe. It is the creation of the universe inside the womb, which is why this particular mantra is chanted and the medicine is smelled.
Om Adhyah Sambhitah Pithivyairasach Vishwakarmanah Samavartatagre Tasya Tvashta Vidadhadrupameti Tanmartasya Devattvamajanamagre.
The next step is called Garbha Puja. The womb or Garbha should be respected because it is housing a divine soul. Just as everyone forgets their differences and tensions in front of God, their behavior in front of the pregnant women should also be like that. Everybody should mind their behavior, should mind their language when around the expectant mother. During this step, the Acharya also inspires the mother to do regular upasana. So everybody present during the samskara, part of the family, friends and near and dear ones, are given flowers and akshatas with which they will touch the womb after the mantra is chanted. This is to show the respect to the child inside.
Om सुपाणोऽसि गरुत्मांस्त्रिवृत्ते शिरो गायत्रं चक्षुर्बृहद्रथन्तरे पक्षौ स्तोम आत्मा छन्दाग्वंस्यङ्गानि यजुग्वंशिनाम सामते तनुर्वामदेव्यम् यज्ञायज्ञियं पुच्छं धिष्ण्याः शफाः सुपाणोऽसि गरुत्मान् दिवः गच्छ स्वः पत.
The next ritual is called Ashvastana. The word itself means reassurance. In this ritual, the father of the child and the family, they pledge their support to the mother and child. So it is the responsibility of both parents to first discipline themselves, to understand that they are together bringing a new soul into this world. So it is their utmost responsibility that they create an atmosphere for the healthy development of the child. So they should welcome the child with love and joy and groom the child into a socially responsible citizen. So the responsibility is not just during the 9 months of pregnancy. It continues because together the parents and the family should groom the child and take interest in defining the direction in which the life of the child be molded. So it is that reassurance that the family and the father gives to the child during this ritual. Everybody in the family, they raise their right hand like Abhaya Mudra towards the mother, and as long as the mantra is chanted, everyone pledges their support and also seek divine blessings for the mother and the child.
ॐ यत्ते सुषीमे हृदये हितमन्तः प्रजापतौ मन्येऽहं मां तद्विद्वांसं माहं पौत्रमघन्याम्.
Next are the ahutis that are offered in the Yagna. Take any ritual in Indian context, it is always performed with Yagna. Each phase of our life is in reality an offering, an ahuti. So when we offer our entire life with these inspirations for self-refinement, and when we offer this refined being of ourselves to the welfare of the society, this is the true meaning of Yagnamaya Jivan. So all those present will first offer ahutis with Gayatri Mantra and Mahamrutyunjaya Mantra with the Havana Samagri. After that, there are some special ahutis for this particular occasion of Pumsavana Samskara. These ahutis are offered with kheer or sweetened rice with cow's milk. So the milk inspires us that our antahkarana should become pure like the milk. And this kheer is very nourishing in nature. These ahutis are offered only by the pregnant women with this mantra.
ॐ धाता दधातु दाशुषे प्राचीं जीवातुमक्षिताम् वयं देवस्य धीमहि सुमतिं वाजिनीवतः स्वाहा इदं धात्रे इदं न मम.
These ahutis, they are offered 5 in number. So you repeat the same mantra and then offer 5 ahutis. The next one is called Charu Pradhanam. The kheer that is left over after offering 5 ahutis is given to the mother for consuming it like prasadam. This charu or kheer is energized with the vibrations of Vedic mantras. If the mother takes it with devotion, then it can work miraculously from the psychological perspective. So after the mantra is chanted, the kheer is eaten by the mother.
Om paya prithivyam paya oshadhishu payo divyantarikshe payo dhaha payasvatihi pradishah santu mahiyam.
After Charu Pradhanam is the last step, which is called Asirvachanam. So when the Acharya chants the Asirvachanam mantra, everyone present, they shower flowers and akshata on the mother and give their blessing. After that, both husband and wife bow to the feet of the elderly members seeking their blessings.
Om Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudadhvajah Mangalam Pundarikaksho Mangalayatano Harihi.
So this completes the special rituals associated with Pumsavana Samskara. So we will end this session with Shanti Mantra. Om Dyauh Shantirantariksha-gam Shantihi Prithvi Shantihi Apash Shantihi Oshadaya Shantihi Vanaspataya Shantihi Vishve Deva Shantihi Brahma Shantihi Sarvagam Shantihi Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.